In this video, we're going to be looking at activity 211 called Tolerate This, and we're going to be taking a part model and creating a drawing and applying some tolerances to the engineering drawing in Autodesk Inventor 2025. And previously I've created this block. It's just a simple hole block. It's rectangular with just some holes drilled in it. If you wish to have a copy of this file so you can look in the description of the video, which you can download it and be able to add this to your files on your hard drive or in your folder for the class. So the whole block model is already been created. I'm going to go up here to File, and I'm going to go ahead and select New. And I'm going to go ahead and select a new IED title block A. So we'll use an A size title block and click Create. We're going to go ahead and add a name for this drawing, whole block drawing, and then select OK. Now as this loads, I'm going to go ahead and just point out in this video we're probably just going to focus on getting the views and some of the dimensions placed, and in the next video we'll take a look at adding some of the tolerances. So first off, I'm going to go up here to the base command, and I want to place a front view kind of in this approximate location, and I'm going to go ahead and go up to place the top view, and then I'm going to go up here and place the isometric view. Selecting OK. I'm going to go ahead and double click when I get to the fence, so when I see the dashed line around the view I can double click on the isometric view and change it to shaded. Select OK. And a couple other items are, you're going to notice we have hidden lines being represented on the front view. Not going to work out for us really well if we need to do any dimensioning. So actually I'm going to hover over the view, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to select delete. So it's going to ask, do you want to delete view 1 and its dependents? So we're going to go down here where it says delete, and on the word yes we're going to click, and we're going to say no, and then we'll say OK, which means we're going to want to keep this view, because otherwise, if we said yes, it's going to delete all the views that are dependent upon it. So up here at the top, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and select the Annotate tab, and let's grab the center mark tool, which is right here in the center of the ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and select the outside edges of each one of the holes to apply a center mark. And from here, I'll right click and say OK. I'm going to go ahead and place I'm going to go over to the Place Views tab, and I want to select the section view. And when I do so, I'm going to go ahead, and it says down in my status bar in the bottom left hand corner, it says select a view or view sketch. So when I see the outline, I'm going to click, and then the next thing it says is enter the endpoints of the section line. So I'm not clicking at this point, I'm just moving my cursor. So I'm just going to move the cursor until I get the green dot. I'm again not clicking, I'm just going to move it out. Notice the tracking line that keeps there, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click when I get it far enough out, and I'm going to go ahead and run all the way through this part on the other side. And I mean all the way through. So click. Notice how the line still stays active with me after I click. I'm going to right click and then say continue, and now this is going to give me a chance to place a section view. So I'll go ahead and place the section view. If I need to adjust it at all, make sure you don't have the view down like this. Make sure you go ahead and drag it up a little bit. Make sure you can see it clearly, read it clearly. And all that we're going to do now is I'm going to go back to this Annotate tab, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the center line bisector. So the center line bisector is up here, and I'm going to choose the edges of each one of the holes to represent those center lines. I'm going to right click to say cancel to stop placing center lines, and then as far as the center lines go, I'm going to just select the center line, grab the grip, and extend manually the line up to a point where it's appropriate. This last hole will probably not generate the dashes just because it's not long enough, but because of the scaling, that's why it's kind of looking the way that it does, and that's okay. So before we finish out the video, let's go ahead and take a look at doing something like this. Let's go ahead and go to the Dimension tool right here underneath the Annotate panel. It's the very first tool. I'll select it, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the outside width of this part, like so. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on each corner on the top and bottom. This is going to give me a 2 inch. While we're here, we can go ahead and select the corner, select the center mark of that first hole. Either one works. And we can go ahead and place that 1 inch dimension. On the height, I'll choose the top corner and the bottom corner. Place that. And then up here on our view, we might want to, I'm going to right click and say cancel. Let's see if I can move this view just a little closer like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the hole and thread note command. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the outside edge of the circle and select to place. Same thing here. Select to place. And there's the third one. Totaling 4 hole notes. So I'm going to go ahead and at this point, this looks pretty good. In the next video, we're going to look at adding in specific tolerances to existing dimensions. And then we're going to add a general tolerances table to this file as well.